Mike Warren is climbing aboard for the last time. He's a volunteer engineer on an all-volunteer tourist railroad, the Florida Railroad Museum at Parrish. Mike started with the museum over 18 years ago, working his way up through the different jobs.
Started back in April of 1995 working as a car host, then became a conductor and then an engineer later that October. Been the road foreman of engines for about the last 6 or 7 years now, certifying other engineers. So it all comes to an end today though.
Mike's love for railroading is genuine. So you ask why he doesn't work for a Class 1 operation like CSX or Norfolk Southern.
Mainly because I'm colorblind, and you can't pass the signal test. So you can't really work for a railroad that works under color signals. So I discovered this place and said, oh, this would be fun and kind of a nice hobby and keep my day job and all that. So I showed up and never left.
The Florida Railroad Museum runs over 6 miles of the ex-Seaboard Airlines Sarasota subdivision, now owned by Florida Power & Light to serve its Willow power plant, though FP&L rarely uses the tracks. This morning, Mike and the other volunteers are bringing up the train from the shop and yard at Willow down to the passenger loading point at Parrish.
Go into the siding, get the caboose, set it over on the main line, then put this engine back in the siding. A GP7 will back down with the train to pick up the caboose, pull it back north of the switch, then I'll come back out and back onto the train again with the caboose behind us.
Cabooses are always popular with riders, so today they're cutting in 2 of them.
20 feet. Take it slow, take it slow. 10, 8, 6, 5, 3, 2, cut.
Then Mike cuts off and pulls the 8330 to the south end of the main line. The 8330 locomotive is one of the museum's newest acquisitions.
This is the GP10. Started life as a B unit for Union Pacific, and then it was one of those Paducah Kentucky rebuilds for ICG back in '74. And it's bounced around to a couple of railroads. We got it from Inland Lakes Railway about 3 years ago.
At the museum depot at Parrish sits the Duke, a steam locomotive that purportedly had a part in a John Wayne movie at some point, and then sat for decades at Orlando's Church Street station. Many a drunken customer from Rosie O'Grady's climbed on that engine. Moving to the north end of the train for the trip out to Willow, Mike is now in the 1835 engine, an ex-U.S. Army GP7. Along the FRRM track this weekend, the famous Hole in the Head gang is bivouacked in wait for the train, and on cue, robs it on each outward trip. A nice out-the-window show for train riders. From my point of view, the name Mike Warren is synonymous with the Florida Railroad Museum and has been ever since my wife and I brought our son here for his 3rd birthday party in 1997. So, one last wave to a rail fan, and off he goes down the 6-mile run. On behalf of rail fans everywhere who have enjoyed this great little museum, we say thank you, Engineer Mike, and safe travels. The Florida Railroad Museum is an all-volunteer organization operating in Parrish, Florida on US 301, about 45 minutes south of Tampa. Trains run Saturdays and Sundays. For information, check their website, FRRM.org. With a little luck, you might even get shot at. On the ex-Seaboard Sarasota line at milepost SW 858, this is Danny Harmon, out.